Hi there, these comments are for WC. I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and thank you for doing your pronunciation practice. So in this video, I'm going to give you feedback on the pronunciation practice that you emailed me, I think, yesterday. So you're focusing, it looks like, on diphthongs, right? So the I, the ow, and the, excuse me, the oi. So diphthongs, basically you have two vowels that come together to create one sound, and the one sound kind of glides into the next, like I, ow, ow, and then oi, oi. And you're doing the pronunciation practice, these sample sentences. So let's see how you did on this.
1. A clairvoyant person might allow one to employ another so as to provide a service that might not destroy the confidence of their client.
Okay, so I think you're doing the sounds okay, but maybe too many pauses in there. So if I read this, I think the first pause is after another. So you might say a clairvoyant person might allow one to employ another so as to provide a service that might not destroy the confidence of the client. So when you group certain parts of the sentence together, this is what we call thought groups and blending, right? And then within that thought group, a clairvoyant person might allow one to employ another. You try to blend those words within that thought group. Then you'll say, so as to provide a service, and then you blend those words together and you pause right before that adjective clause that might not destroy the confidence of the client. So as you're reading, try to work on blending those words within the thought groups, and that helps you with pacing. And that's very important for the TOEFL speaking section, is to have good pacing without too many pauses.
2. Politeness comes down to who exploits the power in order to identify what points are made in order to respect another.
Good. And then look at this. Down. Politeness comes down. Ow. Down. Down to who exploits the power in order to identify what points are made in order to respect another.
3. The wine and soil brought into the house is described as being silver and brown in color.
Yeah, silver and brown. Foil, soil. So part of your problem sometimes with diphthongs is you start out making the sound, but you're not making, for example, foy, oi, foy, foy. You have to get the O and then the E, foil, soil. Or you have brown. Watch how I'm doing this. Brown, brown, brown.
Or, in the South, there are countless trials in which the defendants are finally found guilty because they have violated the rights of another.
So maybe too many pauses in there, so let's look at it. So in the South, there are countless trials in which the defendants are finally found guilty because they have violated the rights of another. So really, you just need to pause after the first prepositional phrase. You want to pause right before the adjective clause here, and then pause right before the adverb clause at the end. So basically, you have one, two, you have three pauses in that sentence.
5. The drought brought violence on the town because some made private and lawful choices, which accounted for about between John and Steve.
It's that word John and Steve. So the drought brought violence on a town because some made private unlawful choices, which accounted for about between John and Steve. So I think you're maybe 60% on the diphthongs. You can probably practice these a little bit more. And if you want, how about this? Let's look at maybe you want to practice with me right now? How about these? Let's practice the diphthongs in these 10 practice exercises. Number 1, bright, brown, loyal, lie, loud, loyal. Pie, pound, poise. Dyed, douse, doily. Night, now, annoy. Time, town, toy. Sign, sow, soil. Rye, round, roy. Gripe, ground, groin. Sight, sound, soy. All right. Thank you for doing this. So here's what I want you to remember. So as you're doing your pronunciation practice, you seem to be really adamant on doing this, and it is very helpful for the TOEFL exam, especially the speaking, right? So as you read the sentences and the paragraphs, I want you to work more on the blending of the words within each thought group. I think that's something that you can also be conscious about right now as you're doing your pronunciation practice. All right, thank you.